If you want to be successful in sales, you're going to need to have some swagger, particularly when it relates to business development and prospecting, because if you don't have that belief, if you don't have this desire, if you don't have this clear purpose of why you're doing something so difficult in the first place, well, it's going to be really hard. And that when you don't see the benefit in the difficulty, then all of a sudden it becomes demoralizing, and then you don't do it very well, and then you don't do it for very long. So swagger is one of those things that you need to keep. And there has never been a bigger dampener on swagger than COVID. And there's just something about this pandemic, well, maybe it's about any pandemic, that kind of casts a fog over everything that we do. And it makes decisions less clear. And it makes the results and the outcomes of those decisions way less clear, which makes it tough to move forward. Now, one of my favorite places in the world is called Bandon Dunes Golf Resort. It's in southern Oregon. It's right on the Pacific Ocean. It's gorgeous. And one of my favorite places at that resort isn't even on the golf course. It's in the woods. There's a labyrinth laid out on the forest floor. And a labyrinth is very similar to a maze, except a maze is designed to confuse you, and a labyrinth is very, very clear that there is one way in, and it leads to the end goal every single time. All you have to do is keep moving forward. Now, a lot of salespeople now are confusing a maze with a labyrinth because they look similar, but fundamentally they're different. That maze is designed to frustrate you. That labyrinth is designed to remind you that even though it seems frustrating on the surface, wherever you are in that labyrinth is exactly where you need to be at that time in order to get to where you want to go. I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to use that reminder to fuel a little bit of that swagger. I want you to remind yourself that sales has always been a puzzle to put together, a problem to solve. Whether it's a maze with a solution that's more complicated than it needs to be, whether it's a labyrinth that's very, very clear, you just have to tolerate the back and forth and the occasional twists and turns, or even if it's a jigsaw puzzle where all the pieces are laid out there on the table in front of you, you just have to be able to put them together one at a time. The common theme here is persistence. It's patience. It's knowledge that you have the capability to do it. And if your purpose is great enough, you will find a way to solve that puzzle. A lot of you watching this have lost more than a little bit of that swagger. And you need to get that swagger back. I want to share with you that one of my preferred ways of regaining my own swagger is reminding myself what I know to be true. I'm right where I need to be. I'm learning what I need to learn, that this obstacle in front of me is teaching me something that will make me better in the future. And that if I keep moving forward, I'll get to exactly where I need to be. Maybe you need that reminder right now. Maybe you know someone who needs to be reminded of that. Maybe you're being reminded that you're not so sure about your purpose and whether or not you're in the right place at the right time right now. That's what I'm going to implore you to discover, to study. Dig deep, look inward. Because if you're in the right place at the right time for the right reasons, you know it, even if it doesn't feel that great to be there. But remember, what you have in front of you is a puzzle worth solving. You have what you need in order to solve it. You just need to keep moving forward.